Hey everyone, Pal here, and welcome back to Black Desert Online. So today, this is going to be the first episode in what is going to probably be an ongoing series of kind of a let's play slash walkthrough of Black Desert Online. This is not going to be a very specific guide. I'm going to have the guide videos. Those are going to continue to come. The next ones of those is probably going to be on horse taming and pet breeding and all that. What I wanted to do though is there's a lot of little topics, just little things you learn from playing the game that don't have enough to designate for their own video. So I'm going to break it down and I'm going to try to put out 2 or 3 videos of these a week, and they're going to be day 1, day 2, day 3. Now it's not going to be I played one day and then this is what I learned from that first day. No, I'm going to take 2 or 3 days worth of content, compress it down to what I learned, put out some ideas of things you could try, things you might want to know going in, put that up, and then do the 2 or 3 days later down the road. This is not going to be a min-maxy type video. Like if you want to see the fastest way to get level 50, what grinding routes to go through, not this video. Go Google search, you'll find something else. There's plenty of other people that put it out there. This is going to be a comprehensive, a little bit of everything, complete mastery of nothing type video. We're going to dabble in just about every type of content we can. We're going to try the worker system. Well, we already know the worker system, but we're going to use the worker system. We're going to do farming. We're going to do hunting. We're going to do fishing, gathering, trading. It's going to all be in this series at one point or another. And they're going to be small. I'm going to try to keep them around 10-minute in length videos. And each one's going to have just a few little hints and tricks, things I've learned playing the game. Because there's just a lot of very little nuances to pick up on. So if that's something you're interested in, hopefully you'll subscribe to the channel, you'll hang around. I think you're going to find some nice tool tips here to help you through your Black Desert Online experience. So without further ado, let's dive into day 1. The first thing in day 1 that I think I should stress to people is while we're only going to be playing probably one character today, Black Desert Online is very much a game built around having alts, several alts. I would say a minimum of 3, possibly upwards of 5 alts altogether. The way the energy system works, and I'm going to link to a video right here that further dives into the energy system, but the way it works is between gathering, processing, cooking, and all that, one character is not going to be able to do it all. If you try to do it with one character, that character is constantly going to be out of energy, and you're going to constantly be behind the 8 ball, unable to keep up with what it is you want to do, unless you play very casually. If you play very casually, you could probably get by with it. But if you want to be playing regularly, you're going to want multiple characters. I would say a minimum of 3. The reason I say 3 is not just do you need the energy, but you also want to level up skills. So each character, well, not each character, but how can I explain this correctly? So there are 3 primary attributes that you're going to be leveling up that are going to use energy. One is gathering, the other is processing, and the third one is cooking. And the more efficient you get at these, the more return you get. So at first, say you're gathering rank 0. You go out and you chop down trees. Generally, you're going to get about 1, maybe 2 return of that chopped down lumber per time you activate it, right? At a higher rank still, you're going to get a lot more back. It's still going to cost 1 energy each time you try and chop down the tree, but rather than getting 1 or 2 back, you're going to get 3 or 4. 5 or 6, 7 or 8. So the energy consumption is the same, but the return on that energy is much better. So you want to have one character that you focus on just leveling their gathering. Then you're going to want to have one character that you focus on just leveling their processing. Processing is going to do the same thing. You take in, say, 5 logs of wood, and you chop them, you're going to get 1 plank per 5, and that's going to cost 1 energy. But at higher processing skills, that same 5 lumber, same 1 energy will give you a return of 5 planks rather than just 1. So you want to focus your processing and your cooking and all that on each individual character. That's why I've come to 3. The other skills like taming, fishing, and everything, those don't consume energy in the same level. So you don't really need a specific character just for them, though having one would not hurt. But that's why we went with the 3 number. Yeah, so that's why I believe you're going to want alts. It's a good reason to consider having alts and going in, figure out right from the start, okay, this character is going to focus on cooking, processing, and gathering. Doesn't mean you can't do a little bit. You're still going to come across quests that'll say, go out and gather me 3 lumber. Go ahead and go do that with one character. You're not losing a whole lot with that. That's 3 energy. But don't do a whole crap ton of processing on your gathering character, and the same, don't do a whole bunch of cooking on your processing character and so forth. I think that makes sense. Okay, after we go over that now, what you've been watching here in the background is me in the very beginning early tutorial series. And at first there's just some cutscenes. I'm going to edit all that out. We're not going to go into any story spoilers. But what I'm trying to do is I'm getting to the point where I have my mini-map. And this comes right after the first time you have to train with the dummy. So you go down, you talk to the skills guy. It's like the third quest in the chain, maybe the fourth. He tells you, go smack the dummy a few times. You smack it, you come back, you learn a skill, and then boom, you have your mini-map. It's right there. Now, once we do this and we have our mini-map, and one little hint here, there's another quest that can pop up. You can get a quest from the Black Spirit Guide, and it's going to come somewhere in here. It's called Combo or something, and they're trying to teach you how to combo your moves together, and you'll get this. You're supposed to get a banner across the top of your screen saying, you know, forward and left mouse followed by right click and back or something. It's different for every class. This quest seems buggy. Not buggy as in it won't complete, but you won't get the banner across the top. You also can't open your mini-map. Your mini-map won't always show up, and you can't open your full screen map when this happens. If this happens to you, you can abandon the quest and then just resummon the Black Spirit and pick it up again. You can try /reload UI, that'll sometimes correct it, or you can log out and log back in. A lot of these times will normally correct some of these issues. If you do get this quest, I recommend just finishing it off very quickly. As soon as the quest is completed, then everything seems to go back and work normally again. There's 2 steps of it so far that I've seen. Both steps seem to be buggy, so just keep that in mind if you see that. Anyway, once you have your mini-map, what you're going to see me doing is I'm running around and I'm just looking for these little white question marks on my mini-map. And these are undiscovered NPCs, and they're all over the place. And I want to find as many of them as I can. And this is going to tie directly into the energy system. I'll link to that video here, as I did a very in-depth video on this. But basically, we're going to run all around Olivia. We're going to find all the NPCs. We're going to pick up any quests they have, but we're going to get that knowledge. And right away, just for doing this, we're going to get 2 additional energy. So now we're up to 32. While we're doing this, also any enemies we come across that don't have health bars, we're going to kill enough of them, normally somewhere between 20 and 30, that we're going to get a ranking on them. So the ranking is the knowledge guide to that. Basically, if you kill, every time you kill an enemy, you get a chance of earning a knowledge point on it. And that knowledge point can be anywhere from C to S. Now, the same way learning NPCs, meeting NPCs, discovering areas grants energy, learning enemies, learning mobs just gives you energy also. So we're going to do this to every enemy we come across. Even if we get a quest that tells us to only go out and kill, say, 3 wolves, we're going to kill enough wolves, generally somewhere around 20 or 30 of them, that we're going to get that ranking. We don't care what the ranking is, we just want it because we know it's now in our knowledge guide. And if we do enough of these, get enough of them in a certain area, we're going to gain an additional energy. And this is how we're going to progress from Olvia down towards the Western Guard Tower, or the Western Gateway. Once we do get down there, we're basically going to pick up and we're going to continue on doing the exact same thing. We're going to, any NPCs we see along the way, we're going to go talk to them. Especially if there's a white question mark over their head. We're going to pick up any quests we can. Any new enemy that we've never seen before, we're going to kill enough of them that we're going to get this rank. And this is going to give us a very well-balanced build moving forward. We're not going to be leveling super quick, but we are going to have enough contribution points that when we finally make it to Velia, we're going to be able to invest in some basic crafting worker system. We're going to get enough energy that we're going to be able to do what we need to. And it's a well-rounded build. So this is what I did early on, and I focused just on one character. I know I spent the first half of this video talking about being ready to make an ult. Well, I want to get my first primary character, this Berserker here, to Velia. Once he's in Velia, and I've done all of the knowledge stuff up through there, I'm then going to go back and create that second character, and she can come through, and she's going to be able to make it through all this much quicker, because she doesn't have to run around. All the NPCs are known. All the enemy mobs are known. She just needs to grab the quest and go. And she can just kill stuff, and she's going to level much, much quicker. We don't have to do any of this additional stuff that we did again. It's done for us. And that's why we're focusing so much on this first character being very thorough at doing it. Let's see, a few little tricks I did discover. Okay, number 1, if there's an NPC or 2 that you can't find, go into your knowledge guide and find the area you're looking for. It's like Western Belarus or Eastern Belarus, then the town, and then the farmers or the villages. And you'll click through and you'll see like you've discovered 11 of 12. And if you mouse over the one you don't know, there's going to be like a little hint there. If you take that hint and Google it, most of them have Google searches that will return. The one I couldn't find was the Fisher. The fisherman you would expect to be somewhere around the river or the ocean, but there's a lot of coastline. So I took the little hint in the knowledge guide, went over to Google, searched it up, instantly had a video, boom, showed me exactly where they were. I just had to run down there and get it. Another little hint. Once you get to the Western Guard post, you're going to very quickly get a quest that's going to send you down into like this archaeological dig area. When you go in there, there's a whole bunch of these statues, like these pillars, plus robotic guard statues, kind of look like something from Elder Scrolls. Examine and inspect all of them, even the ones that require energy. Just doing this is going to get you enough, another 1 energy, possibly 2. There are 2 of them that are grayed out for quest reasons. You'll see if you mouse over it, it says quest. So at some point the quest will bring us back in there and we should get those then, but we can go ahead and do that right now. And when we're all said and done, if we've done all this, by the time we're leaving the Western Guard post, we should be probably somewhere around level 13. We're going to have somewhere around 45 energy, and we're going to have 3 to 5 contribution points. And that's where we're going to call it for today. Our first character is on his way to Velia. Once we get him there, get him set up, we're then going to create the alt, run him or her real quick through, do all the quests, and we'll be there with 2 characters, now with with a decent starting energy pool, some extra contribution points, and ready to craft. So that's it for day 1. Until next time though, this has been Paler. Thanks for watching.